The archetype of the magician has been a part of human consciousness for thousands of years, appearing in myths, legends, and religious traditions from around the world, and can be viewed as something other than a mere performer. The question is, how is the magician relevant today? And how do the archetypes of the magician and trickster overlap?
Is this a dream? No. I thought not. If it were, they'd be wrong.
In this video, we will explore the magician archetype as it appears in two distinct works, the books of Carlos Castaneda and the book Warrior, King, Magician, Lover by Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette. In the teachings of Don Juan and its sequels, Castaneda documents his experience with Don Juan, a Yaqui Indian shaman who serves as his mentor and guide. The magician archetype is a key aspect of Don Juan's teachings, representing the ability to access and manipulate energy, achieve states of heightened awareness, and connect with the spiritual realm. Moore and Gillette explore the four core archetypes of the mature masculine psyche. The magician archetype is described as the ability to access and utilize the power of the unconscious mind, to engage in creative problem solving, and to connect with the spiritual world. They write, "We must create a balance in ourselves between the power of our conscious minds and the power of the unconscious. The magician within us can help us find that balance and make the transformation." While both Castaneda, Moore, and Gillette identify the archetype as a powerful force for transformation and growth, they approach it from different angles. For Castaneda, the magician is closely tied to the practice of shamanism and the use of hallucinogenic plants to access altered states of consciousness. Don Juan emphasizes the importance of training the mind to perceive energy directly, and of working with spiritual allies such as animal spirits and plant teachers to gain knowledge and power. For Moore and Gillette, the magician is seen as a more cerebral figure rooted in Jungian psychology. They describe the magician as a master of symbolism and metaphor, able to access the unconscious mind and use its power to create new realities. The magician is also seen as a creative problem solver and mentor who can guide others on their own journey of self-discovery. The author suggests that the magician archetype is expressed in various ways, including through scientists, artists, writers, inventors, and spiritual teachers. Anyone who is able to tap into the power of their unconscious mind and use it to create something new and valuable can be seen as embodying the magician archetype. The magician, in its mature form, is characterized by wisdom, intuition, creativity, and transformation. They possess a deep understanding of the world and are able to see beyond the limitations of the present moment. The magician helps to integrate the unconscious with the conscious, the intuitive with the rational, the inner world of feeling with the outer world of action.
Makok te kasho, pasta ulatio.
Mainatik.
Sak. Ta. Kak sak. Le tiob saya tiob lego. Tawila. Sakilo. Belko anel. Lelela. Kuyoko tikusta. Lelelo tsokan. Kaskunta. Uetel nakila gusta. Tene maten Jesus utian uletsi sakli.
On the other hand, the trickster archetype is characterized by playfulness, humor, and a tendency to challenge authority and convention. Tricksters are often seen as mischievous and disruptive, and they may use their wit and humor to undermine the status quo. However, the trickster is not necessarily malicious and can sometimes be seen as a positive force for change. Don Juan says, "Self-importance is our greatest enemy. Think about it. What weakens us is feeling offended by the deeds and misdeeds of our fellow men. Our self-importance requires that we spend most of our lives offended by someone."
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Does the female form make you uncomfortable, Mr. Lebowski?
Is that what this is a picture of?
In a sense, yes. My art has been commended as being strongly vaginal, which bothers some men. The word itself makes some men uncomfortable. Vagina.
We might recognize the trickster at our work or social lives as that one who challenges others to see things in other ways, or as a provocateur agitating the status quo. While there is some overlap between the magician and trickster archetypes, they differ in important ways. The magician is focused on transformation and creating something new, while the trickster is focused on disrupting the existing order and challenging convention. The magician is often seen as a wise and insightful character, while the trickster is seen as clever and unpredictable. The shadow form of the magician archetype is characterized by a lack of creativity, imagination, and insight. When we embody this archetype in shadow form, we feel deadened, lack vision, and fail to see beyond the limitations of the present moment. The shadow form of the trickster archetype is characterized by lack of restraint, morality, and responsibility. They may be prone to deception, manipulation, and even cruelty. We see this most pronounced in pathological narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellian personalities. Despite the difference in approach, there are clear similarities between the magician archetype as described by Castaneda and by Moore and Gillette. The magician archetype is a complex and multifaceted figure, embodying both light and dark aspects. In order to manifest the magician and trickster archetypes in a mature and healthy form, individuals must integrate them into a well-developed psyche that includes the other archetypes. This process of integration involves self-reflection, imagination, and insight. Don Juan emphasizes the importance of cultivating self-discipline, avoiding self-importance, and staying true to oneself, as well as the significance of journaling one's experiences truthfully and comprehensively in order to gain greater understanding and insight. In terms of maturity, the magician represents a more developed, integrated form of the trickster archetype. While the trickster may be playful and disruptive, the magician is able to use that same sense of playfulness and creativity to bring about positive change. The trickster may challenge authority for the sake of it, but the magician challenges authority in order to transform it and bring about a better world. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. The teachings of Don Juan.
Mr. Gandalf, can't you do something about this deluge?
It is raining, Master Dwarf, and it will continue to rain until the rain is done.
Please like and subscribe if you found this thought-provoking, and thank you for watching.